sometimes when I look at people I share age group with, specifically some of our females, I feel really bad and shit, you know. But then I think about like, how they came to be, and it just makes sense, right? So yeah, I'm looking at Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'm just shaking my fucking head, man. She is like the worst representation of womanhood that I've seen in recent years. Okay, she's really bad. She's horrible, man. She doesn't know the first thing about being a woman or a wife or even a mother if you look at her children and shit. It's really sad, man. I understand they believe what they believe in their fucking marriage and shit, but they have to share this with the world. The world didn't necessarily need to know what goes on in your home and your bedroom and shit, okay? But you want to be so important. You want to be somebody. You want to get the attention you don't deserve. You haven't deserved in decades. So you flaunt your extramarital, affair or whatever, with a younger guy who was the friend of your son's. You bring your husband on fucking social media in front of the planet, and you emasculate him, and you show him that you were never his partner in life. You were never his wife. Okay, and I don't care how many times this motherfucker lies to the world about your relationship, okay? Since you put it out there, I feel free to comment on it and shit. I wouldn't do this, normally and shit. But, you're a failure. You are a failure as a woman. Alright, a failure. Nothing you do shocks me and shit. And this recent admission about you learning to love at 50 and shit makes me sick to my guts and shit. And you got your daughter sitting up there shaking her head when she should be out finding herself as a woman, enjoying her life and shit. What do you bring to the fucking table with your own fucking kids? Look at your son. Look at your fucking daughter and shit. Thank God that Will's other son didn't, really, wasn't in the house with you and shit. You probably be attacking him too. Alright? You're a failure. You couldn't even hold this motherfucker down in public and shit. You did not have to emasculate your husband and shit. You don't have to keep emasculating him. I understand that he's the breadwinner. He gave you everything you could want in life, and you're not grateful or worth a shit. You don't appreciate him you don't love him. That's what you said. I'm learning to love at 50, learn to love myself, and blah, 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 da, 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 da. I don't give a shit, okay? You're a waste of space, man. You are a living waste of fucking space. When I look at you, I don't even see a person anymore. I just see a negative space right there walking around and shit. You, your fucking mother, and your fucking daughter represent the failure of black women and shit in our ethnic community. An acute symbol, okay? Like fucking Captain America is a symbol of a long gone America and shit, in theory. You're the symbol of everything that's wrong in our community with our fucking women and shit. Alright? I mean, goddamn, how self-important can you get? I remember when I saw you on that Gotham show when you popped up. I didn't watch the fucking show, but I knew you were on there. I saw a bunch of, little clips of you on there. It's like, why is she there? Why the fuck is she there? It looks like she was twiddling her thumbs and, hey, I gotta get something to do and shit. Yeah, I mean, you had your stupid punk rock band. You had your stupid rock, whatever kind of band that was. That didn't do shit for you. You didn't take off. No, the small hats didn't have the machine behind you and shit. So you left twiddling your thumbs again. So you fuck your son's friend and shit, okay? And then you wave your dirty panties under your husband's nose and shit. Along with the fact that you never got over Tupac. And Tupac wouldn't have stayed with your ass, okay? Even if you were able to lock him down for a small amount of time, he would have never fucking stayed with you. He would have never respected you. Okay, you would have never got no kids out of Tupac. I don't care, man. You're useless. You're useless, okay? I don't give a fuck he was running to the jailhouse when he was locked up in that bitch on trumped up charges and shit. Tupac didn't give a fuck. Tupac wanted to get out of jail. That's why he signed with Death Row and shit. And it led to his fucking death and shit. There's nothing you can do about it, okay? Tupac is dead and buried. And you had a man who gave you 2 children, all the money you could ever need in the world, everything you could ever want that you could even physically think of and shit. His pocket change could put financed a bunch of the shitty movies you were in early in your fucking career. His motherfucking pocket change. That dude could shit out an independent film if he wanted to every week and shit, okay? In perpetuity. Now, I don't give a fuck what Will done, okay? I mean, you try to bring it up. Every time one of your sisters is confronted with a bad decision you made or some bad behavior, you go juvenile. You say, but you did this. Like, no, that's not being an adult. That's not being a responsible adult and mother of 2 children and shit. You just take your fucking L because you advertised all this shit in front of the world. That is a failure. You couldn't even hold your fucking husband down. You can't. This motherfucker worth $366 million, probably a little bit more and shit, and you still don't feel the need to hold him down. You ain't shit. What is your own personal wealth outside of your husband? What is that shit, okay? Why do we have to see you sitting up on social media, twiddling your fucking thumbs, fucking up other marriages and shit, and talking to other witches like yourself, with your fucking mother, who was obviously a thought, and your daughter, who's going to be, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with her. And now you're sitting up there, you guys are experimenting everything that's wrong with Western women and shit, okay? Especially in our ethnic community. I can't say enough. You look like a fucking witch sitting up there with your goddamn head shaved and shit. Kudos for rocking a natural bald head, okay? Kudos. You're playing it, man. You know, I liked you when you first came out in the little movies like, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, and, Low Down Dirty Shame and shit. You're just a bit player, and you played your part. You're like a little Tweety bird, a little midget, barely 5 feet tall and shit. But you lorded over your husband. You abused your husband emotionally, mentally, and spiritually all the fucking time, despite all the sacrifices he made to give you everything you want in the world. I don't give a fuck, man. You alluded to, a lot of people say he was banging Margot Robbie or some shit. I'm like, you don't give a fuck, okay? You've been cheating on this motherfucker for the minute. You ain't never loved him. You admitted you ain't never loved him, so it's suspect. You know how you females always talk about where you wasn't there for me. You wasn't there, so I had to turn to other places and shit instead of getting the fuck out of addressing it or going to marriage counseling and shit. So Will is allowed to say that shit, okay? And God knows what else he had to go through behind closed doors to get that money and shit, to bring that bag and put in your fucking lap and shit, okay? More than he ever did for his original wife and shit, who he should have stayed with. You're a disgrace. Okay? You're a fucking disgrace. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I highly doubt in that wherever the fuck mansion you sitting your ass in there, in that red table, that shitty red table, I doubt there's any mirrors in there, okay? Because if I was you, I wouldn't be able to look at myself. You're damned. Okay? You're one of the damned. Alright? You're cursed. Alright? I don't want you to find no peace, okay? I don't want you to find no peace. And Tupac in Afterlife giving you the middle finger.